I'm with Melissa and Kate, and Melissa says she usually goes swimming out here all the time. You won't be getting that water today, though. I know that.
I definitely won't be taking my daily swim. Yeah, I usually go about 2 miles a day, and I guarantee you, today's not that day.
Oh my gosh. Okay, did you see that? You can't really see where one lane ends and the next begins, and some of those vehicles are moving into other lanes unexpectedly. If you're going to be out and about today, you're going to need two things: a snow scraper for your car and a shovel in case you find yourself trying to fit in a parking space like this. You know, we've got the fog out there. You can't see as well. I don't want you to get out there and slip. I don't know what's going on out there. And some of these side streets and areas, they're wet, but some of them could still be slick and slippery. So just be careful as you're out there and know that, take your time and just be careful. For your overnight planner, we're looking at temperatures to be around 34 degrees at midnight and 35 at 4 a.m. As you're heading out the door tomorrow, 37 degrees as you're out the door at 7 a.m. But that fog is sticking around through all of these hours. And again, like I said, until noon. Now, let's talk about Friday. That's the day that we are really going to be seeing things ramp up. So it's actually, the action's going to start on Thursday night. So a wet Thursday night for us that will carry into Friday. And here's midnight on Friday, and as you can see, heading out the door, here's 5 a.m. on Friday. You are still dealing with it in a widespread way. So we're looking at a wet Friday during the day. Looks like a little blip popping up there in the futurecast. Maybe the cloud wants to squeeze out a quick sprinkle, but overall, look at that. We are really, really dry today. So our chances for rain today are slim to none, and we're going to be very low well into next week. We're going to have some very dry conditions, and that's due to some high pressure building in, going to give us some very fair weather. It is a little bit chilly, though, as you head out the door this morning. You are in the 50s as you're heading out, but we will continue to climb by 4 p.m. We're at 75 degrees. We got a while, though, to get there. Nearly 20 degrees from where we're going to start and where we're going to top out. In our weather headlines tonight, we have a wintry mix moving through that's going to cause some icy spots if you're out there, so you'll want to be careful. We're going to see rain and warmer temperatures on Monday, and then some colder temperatures and snow by the middle of next week. We also have a winter weather advisory in effect for all of these areas shaded in the purple. That's all of us, guys. We could see up to 1/10 of an inch as we get this freezing rain overnight, and the temperature drops. You could be looking at some icy conditions out there on the sidewalks as well as the roads. So please be careful as you are out and about. Tonight, we're going to see a low of 29 degrees with winds out of the southeast at 10 miles an hour, gusting in the 20s at times. So it's going to be feeling pretty cold out there. Here's a live look at our radar for the Lansing area. Those showers are still lingering and holding on. Same deal in Charlotte, a little bit heavier there, but Jackson looks pretty dry there, and Hillsdale as well. We got a lot of rain in the Lansing area this morning. We got nearly 2.5 inches of rain. So we had a flood warning that was in effect until 9:30 a.m., but that has been canceled. But a good amount of rain fell. And we're not out of the woods, even though we're going to see things die out about 9 o'clock this morning. We have that other round that's going to move in late tonight. So we're at a slight risk for all of these areas in the yellow for severe storms to develop, and a marginal risk for the areas in the green for those to develop. Large hail's a possibility, damaging winds, not expecting anything to become tornadic. But in this Edgemont Park area earlier today, we saw winds gusting near 50 miles an hour. They were right about 48 miles an hour. We saw a good sized hail, nearly 3/4 of an inch that came through, and it was a lot of lightning. So if you were asleep, I just want to fill you in on what was happening. Tomorrow we'll see a high of 74, sunny and beautiful, although a little bit cooler. That's due to this cold front that is lingering around, going to keep us on a cooler side, and even through Friday. But then by Saturday, we get back into the low 80s, and we're going to be into the low 80s through Tuesday of next week. So temperatures are going to warm up very nicely. And the word sunny, I'll be using that a lot over the next few days. Look, sunny, 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 mostly sunny, partly sunny. We have lots and lots of sunshine ahead of us. So we've got some pretty nice weather ahead of us, especially for the weekend. So I want you to start thinking about what you're going to do and get out there and enjoy that nice weather we're going to have. So that's going to do it right now for your Fox 47 weather. I'm going to let you get back to our news. Good evening, everyone. I'm AJ Walker with your Fox 47 weather. Want to get right into our weather headlines. It's all about the cold. We have a cold weather advisory in effect tonight all the way until noon on Wednesday. We have scattered lake effect snow showers that are going to start tonight and stick around through Tuesday. Tuesday morning, and then temperatures are going to start to rebound back to the 30s by the weekend. Here's a look at our current feels like temperature right now, not feeling too great at all. Feeling like the -3 range here for Marshall, Albion, and Jackson. 0 degrees is the feels like right now, and Eaton Rapids and Lansing is feeling like -1. So if you are out there, yes, bundle up. I don't think I have to tell you that. The weather's telling you that. You're going to feel it if you get out there. We'll have an overnight low temperature of 1 degree tonight. We will have winds out of the west at 8 miles an hour. We've got those snow showers that will move in. And here's what our wind gusts are going to do. Overnight, they'll be gusting in the teens. And then as you head out the door for tomorrow morning, they start to gust still in the teens for some areas, like Mason, Lansing's gusting around 10 miles an hour, but some areas are gusting in the 20s for your morning commute for tomorrow. And then they're just going to get way up there. That wind is going to just blast that cold air right on you. We'll be gusting in the upper 20s for tomorrow, and then eventually they'll come back down a little bit to the low 20s, but it's going to be a very, very cold and windy day out there. So now let's talk temperature versus wind chill. Our actual temperature, if you're heading out at 8 a.m., is going to be 3 degrees, but it's going to feel like -11. And when we get to our high temperature of 8 degrees, it's going to feel like -9 degrees, and it's just going to get progressively colder into the negatives. Tonight, we're looking at a wind chill of a -8, but I want to show you tomorrow -12 for the wind chill there. Monday and Tuesday, -12, -13, -4 on Wednesday. This is during the day. During the night, that number drops even lower into the negatives. So it's a huge risk for frostbite if you're out there, even for just 30 minutes. That's how long it takes, just that how quick it is for that frostbite to set in to your skin on exposed skin. Now let's talk snow. I know I'm just full of good news. Here's the lake effect snow starting to move in. Here's overnight at 2 a.m. I want to advance now to 7 a.m. for your morning commute. We'll have a band of lake effect snow moving in to the Marshall, Albion area. Lansing looks to still be dry at that time. We advance to noon. We're starting to see it become a little more scattered and starting to affect some areas like Lansing and Mason, Eaton Rapids there by noon. And then we'll get a break for a few hours, and then we'll see more snow moving back in overnight, and they'll be sticking around through Tuesday, and that's just kind of the way it's going to be, and then we'll dry out. So tomorrow we'll see a high of 8 degrees. We've got the lake effect snow showers, and as we look at it all in our lovely 7-day here, it is just a cold and snowy week, but these aren't heavy snow showers. We're looking at 1 to 3 inches between Monday and Tuesday. Then we dry out for Wednesday. We see some more light showers moving in on Thursday. Temperature-wise, though, it's going to be cold, like I said, all the way through Wednesday. Thursday, we start to creep back up into the 20s. And then by Saturday and Sunday, we get back to our near normal high of 30 degrees. So that's going to do it right now for your Fox 47 weather. I'll let you get back to our news. Good morning. I'm AJ Walker with your Fox 47 weather. Taking a live look at our radar right now, you can see there's a lot going on, and this is due to this line of thunderstorms that is up in the northwest moving straight towards us. So currently we are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 a.m. for all of these areas shaded in the pink, and that includes Berry, Clinton, Eaton, Ingham, and Ionia. Now, if you're wondering, hey, what's that orange? What's going on there? Well, they're actually under a severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to be until 8 a.m. The concern there is hail, nearly 3/4 of an inch that could be coming through. So that's an elevated risk there. So we're talking about this large hail that's a concern. So I went and pulled up some of the hail from the last 2 hours. So since these areas in the northwest got it first, that's where I'm looking. And they've gotten hail as large as 1.4 inches already. And this is the same thunderstorms that are coming our way. So you're going to want to be very careful out there today. We're all under some kind of a risk today for severe weather. The areas in the yellow, though, are at a slight risk, or a category 2, with 5 being the highest. The areas in the green are at a marginal risk, or a category 1 there. The biggest concern today, damaging winds, large hail for today. Now, this is what is causing all of this disturbance, this system that we are dealing with and going to be heading straight towards us. Now, here is how this tracks out for us on our futurecast. I advance here to 7 a.m., and we're looking at areas like Marshall, Albion getting heavier action at that time, but Lansing seeing some rain at that time as well, and thunderstorms as well, and even in Ionia as well. I advance to 8 a.m. Still heavy, still strong, still widespread and very present. 9 a.m. still heavy, still strong, still widespread and present as well. Albion looks like you guys are getting some heavier action there, but Lansing dealing with more rain at that time at 9 a.m. I get to 10 a.m. though, it starts to break up, starts to move east. We start to dry out in some areas, like Lansing, St. John's, Ionia, Perry, you all are dry at that point. I get to noon, more of us are dry at that point, but we do still have some showers popping up, lingering around. Then we get dry and then cloudy conditions move in. Now back to these threats today, though. The damaging winds, the large hail, as the rain is moving in, visibility on the roads will be impacted, so you want to be careful. Take your time as you are out there. Now talking about those winds, our regular winds blowing around today, just our sustained winds, 14 to 18 miles an hour, and wind gusts 30 miles an hour. Now this is outside of those thunderstorms, and you know, I've been out there this morning. It's breezy, it's windy already, and then when you're talking about the damaging winds and the thunderstorms, it's a concern. Temperature wise though, we're going to top out overall in those upper 80s, but we're starting out in the upper 60s. By noon, we're in the low 70s. 4 p.m., we're looking at 84 there. We top out at 86 degrees today. We're dealing with the AM thunderstorms. Then we'll dry out. Tonight, we'll see the temperature drop down to a low of 64 degrees, cloudy conditions. And then tomorrow, a high of 81. We'll be dealing with more showers in the morning, not intense like today, but there is a possibility for some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow morning as this cold front moves in. Thursday, though, the temperature drops to a high of only 76 degrees, but we dry out. We'll be dry on through Friday as well, but then late Friday into Saturday, we're looking at more rain and then dry conditions for Sunday. The temperature cools back down again, though, on Sunday as well, a high of only 76, but very nice and dry for Sunday and Monday with plenty of sunshine. So that'll do it right now for your Fox 47 weather. I'll let you get back to our news, but stick with us this morning. We'll continue to track these thunderstorms for you. Taking a live look at our radar, we are picking up in intensity in the Hillsdale area with the rainfall there, but some areas look like they're kind of drying out. You can see south of Mason, Lansing, north of Lansing, looks like we're getting some drier conditions there for a moment at least, and then west of us, we're still dealing with some consistent and moderate rainfall there. We're still under the flood watch, though, and that's going to be until 8 p.m. for all of these areas shaded in the dark green. That's Ionia, Eaton, Clinton, Calhoun, Berry, and Jackson area. You're under a flood warning, and that is until about 1:25 a.m. on Thursday. And this is due to possible high water that could cause some damage to homes and impact traffic there. Now, there are some specific streets we want to watch out for in that area that there's a concern. High Street is one of them. LaSalle Street is also one of them. And also the Lewis Street is a concern there. So if you're driving through the Jackson area, keep in mind that high water is a real concern there. I pulled some of the rain totals. Here's what we've gotten so far in the last 24 hours in the Jackson area. 2.8 inches in the Jackson area. Looking at the Lansing area, we've got about 3.6 inches of rain so far there. Pulling up the totals here in Charlotte, 2.8 inches of accumulation. This is the last 24 hours. And Marshall, 4.6 inches. So that's a lot of rain, and we still have several more hours to go. Our potential rainfall, we said it was going to be over 4 inches, and this is including yesterday to today, and then what we're going to get for the rest of the day into Thursday. But overall, the heavy rainfall continues to be a threat. Localized flooding is still a concern. Winds gusting today about 30 miles an hour, and that could have some big impacts to your visibility on the roads. Visibility is a lot better than it has been. We're back to a 10 in Mason and Eaton Rapids, and 9 in Lansing. So we're looking pretty good. Down there in Hillsdale, though, Hillsdale is at a 2. And remember, I told you a little bit earlier, we've picked up in intensity in Hillsdale. So it looks like that heavy rain in the Hillsdale area is causing some impacts on visibility on the road. Current temperatures, we're in the mid to upper 60s. We're going to top out about 69 degrees today. But here's how things are going to track out for the next few hours. Here's 11 a.m. We're going to see some heavier showers west of Mason and Eaton Rapids, but Ionia looks to be drying out at that time. We advance, though, to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Mason, Hudson still dealing with showers. St. John's, though, and Lansing could be dry at that point. By the time we get to 5 o'clock, we are good and dry, and just some Occasional showers might pop up after that, but overall we're going to be drying out. So we'll see some dry conditions to end the day. After we get through the day, only about a 20% chance of rain heading into the weekend, and we're looking good. Temperature-wise, we top out at 69 degrees today. Tonight, we'll see the temperature drop down to a low of 61. And then tomorrow, we see a high of 79 degrees, and the sun is back. We get plenty of sunshine. So tomorrow, the weather will make up for what we've had to deal with today. Taking a look at our 7-day, temperatures are looking really good starting Thursday, near 80 on Thursday. But then after that, we get into the low 80s for the rest of the week. And then we're looking at some primarily sunny conditions, but we will see some showers pop up. We are keeping an eye on Sunday night for some rain to be moving in late Sunday night, but that's still a little bit far out. But we'll continue to keep an eye on that.